DJDUBLTV.
It's DJ Double here, and today I'm joined by definitely the most motivating rapper in the UK right now.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Blade Brown in the building.
Guy. Yeah, I'm in here. What's good, bro?
What's going on, bro? Welcome to the channel.
Yes, my bro.
I was saying you're one of the most motivating ones because when you drop music, it's like everyone gets to work, bro. They listen. I see people like on their Instagram stories, they go harder in the gym. Yeah. I see people like in their businesses, they're motivated. Like everyone's talking about. Being motivated.
And that's what I'm kind of glad that people take from my music, you know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of people will say, you're motivating people to do this and that wrong things, but I get a lot of the time, people saying I'm doing my uni work, I'm up at late, like your music's keeping me going, it's making me go harder at my job, it's making me just push like to that extra level just in life. So for people to take that from my music, that's a blessing, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Most definitely, man. So you're fresh off the tour.
Yeah, we've done like the major cities. So we've done London, Brum, Manny. So
which was your favourite one?
My favourite?
Pressure.
I would have to say London, because London was a good energy. I liked all of the shows, man, but London maybe was the biggest crowd as well. So
yeah.
I was feeling that. Yeah.
Was it a tour bus tour, or were you back and forth?
Nah. It was kind of split up. Obviously this is just like. Because they usually lock off my tours and that, bro. Like this one, we just kind of you know what I mean? We got it out there, we got it done. Not to say like that. Obviously, it was a proper tour and stuff like that, but it was a bit split up, and that's just the way, just to get it out there and just to make sure they don't trouble it. Yeah.
Yeah, so, definitely, man. But it's definitely worth noting that everything proper,
was smooth,
like,
sold
no
out.
No issues beforehand, no
trouble,
issues during, like
nothing, no drama. Just everybody came, had a good time. Yeah. And that was it. So
it shows how far the scene's come now as well, isn't it? Like
yeah, definitely.
That shows like yours are allowed to just happen. You're allowed to just get on with it,
man. It's been many years that hasn't been the case, so it's good, man.
Mm-hmm. Positivity, mate. Yeah. So is there any crazy things that happen on tour?
Do you know what, this tour, like the first tour that I tried to do, like I said, the one I got blocked quite a lot. We had some stories from that one, but this tour was smooth. It was militant, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't even really give any crazy stories, bro. It was like clockwork. It was
straight business.
It was straight business, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good to see you back in the game, man, after like 4/5 year break.
Yeah, definitely. More going on to 5, yeah.
You're one of the artists that you come in and you'll make a lot of noise, dropping a project, and then you disappear.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's not going to be the case anymore, do you know what I mean? Obviously, sometimes you got to go and live life and stuff. And even touching back to the first tour that I tried to do in like 2015, I feel like when we done that and we just got such a huge fight, it kind of puts you off of music a little bit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of put a little down kind of mood into the, you know what I'm saying, into my vibe when it comes to music. But, you look back and you think, well, do you know what? I put in so much work, time, effort and energy. I can't really just, you know what I mean, make that stop anything I'm doing. So
the L's make the wins feel a lot better as well, innit?
100%. Yeah. You're definitely right there, man, definitely.
So over the last 5 years then, were you off music completely, like working on other businesses, or were you kind of just recording and not really?
Not off completely, but, not focused the way I have been. But, yeah, just like business and stuff, life, family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just living life, man, traveling and stuff. And it's kind of all important because now, when you come back, you've got a story to tell again.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the studio constantly, your stories start wearing a bit thin, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so now I feel like I've got a lot to talk about.
With like your music, you rap about your surroundings a lot.
Yeah,
so definitely. For it to just be studio, like, it's not gonna be new stories.
It's gonna kill the creativity, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have people onto you all the time, like, when's the music coming, man? Like,
listen, that it's kind of a gift and a curse, because that's what makes me want to keep making music, but then it kind of gets you a bit, you know what I mean? So that's why when I dropped the tape, I was happy, like, please leave me alone, man. Just hold this for a bit and just stop harassing me. But it's good, man. It's all love, man. It's because they like the music, innit? You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. And it feels like, for me, it's back like you never left. Do you know what I mean? It's exactly, like there was never a hiatus there.
Yeah.
Because the movement's just like, Blade Brown's back.
Yeah.
So until recently, you've had like no manager, no label, no
Yeah.
like, I'll say no like industry infrastructure.
Nah, not at all.
But you've still managed with every project since Hollowman meets Blade, almost like
Yeah.
every project has managed to hit
Yeah.
where it was intended to hit, like how it was supposed to land. So in terms of like you maneuvering what you do and getting it out there so successfully,
Yeah.
completely independently, like I say,
Yeah.
with no label and no manager.
Not even a manager, yeah.
What are like the key things that you did to get the music out there? Is there anything you could get, any advice you can give to like new artists to make that impact?
I mean, I'm not saying that I recommend that to everybody, because some people, they might need that
yeah,
kind of organization in place, you know what I mean? The good thing I take from it is that nobody can come and bullshit me, because I've done everything myself.
yeah.
I spoke to everybody from every level, from whatever down to organizing videos, getting songs on radios, having meetings. It was me doing it all myself, so nobody can really come in and tell me anything other than what I know is how it goes, you know what I mean? So it's good on that side, but I reckon maybe even that as well is something that's kind of like stored how long everything takes to get done with me, you know what I mean? Because it is actually just me, so you know, I wouldn't say, I mean, I would just say maybe you don't necessarily try and need to chase to be signed or get a deal, but I think management is good, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of the stress and pressure off of you and adds some kind of structure to what you're doing. So, but yeah, you know, obviously keep hands on with the process, so you know everything that's going on is my advice to artists, so people can't come and trick you and
yeah,
you
of
know,
course. I was going to ask you, like, do you prefer it that way? Because obviously you've let a lot of the power go to the managers, because they can make decisions for you. They can make important decisions without consulting with you.
Yeah.
Like, are you very relaxed and like happy to do that, or is it kind of where you've
It's
built
still,
everything yourself? Is it difficult?
they still. I don't really feel like my management would make a decision without running it by me. But there's certain things that's like they can be left to their own devices with. Do you know what I mean? And come back and tell me when it's done. But as far as decision making, I'm still very. I have to be. It's just the way I am now.
Right, yeah.
I'm always gonna be like that. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, let's face it. Like, you're with Catalyst, so like,
yeah.
you've got a good team around you.
No, then they know what they're doing. They're not gonna do anything silly. But you know what I mean? It's just the way I am.
Fredo named you as an inspiration.
Yeah.
And he said that you were definitely one of the rappers that inspired what he does and the way he does things.
Okay.
And I've heard other rappers as well, like the younger generation of rappers, say that you are a big part of why they make the kind of music they make. So like, with that said, do you think the pioneers such as yourself, the people that were doing this kind of music before it was popular, do you think you guys get the credit and like the props?
I mean, yeah, I feel like, I mean, I can't speak for everybody else, but you know what I mean? Like you just said it there, like there's a lot of guys that I'm not afraid to say, you know, I used to listen to him or he influenced me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, there's two ways to kind of look at it. Do you know what I mean? It's like everybody can't, all the artists that you inspired, I don't want them to be, you know what I mean, trying to held me up all the time, and everybody's got to crack on with what they're doing. I just feel like maybe as far as like when it comes, it's like when you have like a generation of artists who've built the scene and they've got it to where it is, and then there's kind of like new guys coming in and reaping the rewards. I feel like that's more where people kind of have an issue with and get a bit bitter about. Like, for everybody, I don't really need everybody to give me a pat on the back, to be honest with you. It's nice sometimes, you know, show homage. I show homage, you know what I mean? I'm not afraid to say I used to listen to this guy, I used to listen to Scheme, I used to listen to Rodney P. That's who I, you know what I mean? As far as UK rap wise, that's what I was listening to. And it doesn't take, it's free to say, it doesn't take anything to, you know, acknowledge who came before you and inspired you, do you know what I mean? But I don't need everybody to do that, do you know what I mean? It's not that much of a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm. Your collection of mixtapes over the last 10 years have easily, like, they played a massive part in UK rap. Do you know what I mean? Like the Financial Times, obviously, the whole Bags to Boxes series. Like, with the way that you approach making the Bags and Boxes series from 1 to 4 now, has the way that you made the mixtapes changed over the years?
Nah, it's pretty much the same formula. Do you know what I mean? I would say the only mixtape that I'd ever made completely differently to the rest of them is Financial Times, because with Financial Times, it was literally I made it with a production team.
Right.
So we're making it I'm half of the time I'm writing as they're making the beat. That's why it's a lot of people's favorite tape, because I think like that sonically and musically, like I feel you can tell that we're all on one, we're all in tune.
Yeah.
We was all in tune when that was being made. But I mean, the usual process is it's like I just go on a hunt for beats, start collecting beats, get in the studio. Sometimes I link the producers in the studio and we do it on the spot. But it's usually, it's the same process, man.
So, I mean, with this one, with Bags and Boxes 4, it sounds like that was the case with the studio, like linking with the producers and going to the studios.
Yeah.
Especially with the guys you've got. So, like, Carnes Hill.
Yeah,
I know you guys, like, Stan, you'd be making beats together. Swifter Beater.
Swifters, yeah.
Like, you got Show and Prove as well. Hard. Splurge Boys.
Yeah, definitely.
And Nux produced one as well, right?
Yeah, Harrods, yeah.
And 800 Hertz.
Yeah, they're from 800 Hertz is from New York.
Okay, I never heard of them before.
Yeah, he's from New York. He's cold, yeah.
So did you go over to New York to record with them?
Nah. He actually sent the beat to Tef.
Okay.
And then we were just in the studio flicking through beats.
Right.
That one came on, and we just laid it.
Was that Triple Threat?
Triple Threat, yeah, exactly.
Your Daily Duppy, you said that this is the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
So does that mean like this is the end of Bags and Boxes now?
I would say so, yeah. It would. I was gonna end it on the trilogy, but people kept asking for another one, so
yeah.
You know, I thought, you know what, trilogy, things usually end on a trilogy, but then 4 quarters, you know what I mean? And obviously Bags and Boxes started 2010.
Right.
We had one 12, then 14, then I just thought, you know what, it's kind of like, it's run over a decade, so it's a good way to end the decade.
Right.
Do you know what I mean, with the 4th one. So
yeah.
You can literally listen back through 1 to 4, and that's like the last decade of my life, so.
Yeah.
So
this is
in
the
a time
4th
capsule,
quarter.
yeah.
Do you think this is the biggest one so far?
I just feel like with me, and I've noticed this like through the response I get, obviously you can't always get, you know, too into statistics and views, but like sales, streaming numbers, views, followers going up. Every time I drop something, it just goes.
Yeah.
I've never really dropped anything and it's gone. You know what I mean? Nothing hasn't moved. So I'll say every tape I drop is bigger than the last, yeah.
Sonically, it feels like the biggest one.
Yeah.
And I guess because where we are, because obviously like the producers that you're sitting down with, they're all guys that really know how to push the buttons. You know what I mean? So like
definitely.
Mixing quality, production qualities,
Yeah.
proper, and everything. And obviously, you're this far into your career now. You know how to make a song properly. Were you ever nervous about like the impact of this one, having been off for 5 years?
Yeah.
Because there's so many new fans to UK rap as well.
Definitely,
They might not know who Blade
Of
Brown
course,
is.
They might not know or might not connect with them, but I wouldn't say nervous. I never really get nervous because I always kind of follow the same pattern, which is when I'm making music, I make songs that I like.
Right.
And when I've recorded it, I'm in my car playing it all day.
Yeah.
On repeat consistently, playing it like someone else's song that I would love. And until I've got a whole CD full of those, I won't put it out. And I feel like my judge of music is good because other people over the years have liked it. So if I like it, I just feel like I have confidence in it. You can never say everyone's going to like everything you do, but I just feel like, if I like it, I put it out, and that's always worked for me, so I wasn't nervous, no.
Yeah. There are some artists that make songs they don't like just to try and connect with like what's going on now.
Yeah, and I even kind of not got into that, but I got into maybe trying to rap in a stage where I was rapping on beats that I wouldn't usually rap on. And because like the whole tape, I had like a basis of like 7-8 songs, which was going to be Bags and Boxes 4, and they actually all got scrapped and started again.
You weren't feeling them?
Nah, I wasn't feeling it. I was trying to do different shit, and I just stick to what I know. That's what I went back to that.
There's nothing wrong with experimenting.
Nah,
obviously, like
not.
The fact that you've listened to it and you thought, nah, that's not really the one.
Yeah.
What kind of sound were they? Were they like the more like Afro wave type sound?
Nah, not that. It was even before that. Like when I scrapped it, that wasn't even a thing then, really. It was just more like, I don't know, more like more American-y sounding trap beats and stuff. And it was just, I don't know, because that's what a lot of what I was listening to.
Right, yeah.
I've always listened to American music, but I wasn't really making music, and I was listening to that all day long. So I thought, I just want to make a tape full of these kind of beats, and it wasn't
No.
it weren't sounding like
Well,
the one.
there's not a single song on this tape that I'm faulting. Do you know what I mean? Like I like the whole tape. So
Yeah, and I feel like every song sounds different as well. Like the sounds are all sounds I like, but all the songs have got their life of their own. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like for you, exactly how you said with the tapes, the intros throughout the series has been like they've been levels and levels. Like the Bags and Boxes 3 intro has been my favorite one up until now. Do you feel pressure to come up with an intro that really bangs? Because
massive pressure.
It's like an infamous thing. Like everyone knows like the Bags and Boxes intro is like hard.
It's a massive pressure, and I don't know why I've done it to myself, but I enjoy the challenge, you know what I mean? Because obviously I had like about 70% of it done, and I was kind of like getting back into that taking long to do things mode. So my management team actually booked a studio out in Oxford, which is called The Farm.
Oh, okay.
And you stay there.
Country, yeah?
Yeah, you live there while you're recording and stuff.
Sick.
And that's where we made that, do you know what I mean? It's literally Khan's I think he got up early before everyone else. He was in there messing around with some sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get to the studio first before everyone got in there. And he was messing around with that sample, made the beat. And as soon as I heard like the first little bass of it, I started like, he was again back to like, he was writing it while he's making the beat kind of vibe. And that's how that was made, man.
Did you know that you were making the intro at the time, or were you just like, let's just see what happens?
I was just flowing on it, do you know what I mean?
Organics, I love hearing about them organic sessions, man, that just turn into like...
I wish I filmed it, man. That's the only thing I regretted not filming that. But yeah, it's still a moment, we remember it, you know what I mean?
Where did you shoot the video for that? Because that looked like a wicked little set, like in a bank vault.
Yeah, that was in, I don't want to give up the
get
location
everyone else's video.
For everybody to use it. Nah. They can't get that one.
Get everyone else in the bank vote.
They can't get that one.
You can't do it, mate. Find your own ideas. The line in there, Memoirs of a Trafficker. Who's trappier? Money hidden in Africa.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm into business a lot, do you know what I mean? And I look around and try and find different investment opportunities and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And so obviously
like
I found
business ventures in Africa. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
So
successful businesses.
Yeah. Well, it's not businesses one, but yeah.
One. Okay.
Yeah, it's something that I've looked into investing and
Oh, okay. That's dope, man.
Started doing that. Yeah.
Break Bread 2. Again, like by naming it Break Bread 2, it kind of straight away gives it that thing of like, there's Break Bread.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna level up with number 2. So it's like, why'd you do it to yourself, brother?
Yeah, no. I know, but that's a lot of people's favorite song. So I thought like it was only right to kind of touch on it and give it the 2019 version.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
The update. I love the beat because it sounded like, as soon as I heard it, it sounded like an old Mobb Deep beat or something.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like that.
New York 50 Cent
the old
kind of,
New York rap in the 90s
exactly.
type thing.
Literally,
and obviously Khan's Hill producing again.
Yeah.
You used to listen to a lot of like
90s
rap, right?
That was it. That was me, yeah. That's what got me into rap. Cormega, listening to Cormega is probably what made me rap. Cormega and Styles P is why I started rapping,
I feel like with an artist like you, because you grew up in terms of hip hop, like listening to that stuff. Yeah. And then obviously I know like way back you used to do grime as well.
Yeah.
And now where you're doing stuff along with like all the other rappers that are relevant now, I feel like as an artist you're probably in one of the best positions to make music because you've got all of that different influence that you can draw on whenever you make a song. 100%. Do you feel that way? Like
No, I feel like making music's one thing, but understanding music, understanding sounds, understanding the history of rap, like I've listened to, and it helps you when you're rapping, you're flowing, you're writing lyrics. Like I understand rap from like Tribe Called Quest to like Mobb Deep to Master P. Like I'm listening to all of that, everything, and you take things out of everything. I was saying this earlier, like people wouldn't know. Like obviously I've said on social media loads of times on Twitter, whatever, that Gucci Mane was my favorite rapper, but I don't think people understand that like how much he influenced me as an artist because because it's like I would listen to his music and I would hear what he's talking about, and he's just talking about trapping like every song from top to bottom the tape, and I'm like, you can actually just do that if you want to do that. Like I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Instead of trying to let me make a song about this, let me make a song about that.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, I like listening to this. I can listen to a whole tape from top to bottom and then another one and another one. This is what I like.
Yeah,
so this is the music I'm gonna. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I feel like the difference with him is there's such a bigger market in America.
Of course, yeah.
Whereas with like, it obviously paid off for you, but it's probably more of a risk doing that in the UK because it's such a small, it's such a more of a niche.
It's a niche market, but again, I just like to make music that I like. And I feel like when people know that and they can see that, they can feel it, they take to you more because they know it's authentic. I'm not trying to make a little song that's gonna, let me try and get this into the charts, let me try and get, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just making songs that I like.
You can just bang in the car.
Yeah, that I like. But they go further than that without even trying. Do you know what I mean? They get into clubs, they get here, they get there, and it's beautiful if you can do that, making music that you like as well. That's the beauty.
And then
of
when
it.
you get to perform it as well, you just
And
enjoy
then-
it even more, innit?
And then, you know what I mean? Sold out tour.
Yeah.
For making music that I like, so it might take a bit longer, but it pays off in the end, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I love the fact that you got Nux on the mixtape.
Yeah.
Harrods. Nux is proper slept on, man. Like, I don't really feel like
Very slept on,
enough people know about him. How did you guys meet?
He actually produced Mr. Brown on Bags and Boxes too.
Right.
So yeah, he's been sending me beats for ages, but I
so
didn't.
you met him as a producer.
As a producer, so I
Right.
didn't. So when we kind of started linking back up again, I think I hit him up for some beats, and he said, "Yeah, I'm rapping now." So I was like, I checked it out. I was like, "He's sick," like, because obviously even as a producer, it's back to us saying about understanding music. Like he can hear the beat differently to us,
Yeah.
so he knows how to hit the beats, the pockets, the flows. So yeah, he's sick. He's sick with it, man.
Yeah,
It's
and like we
cold.
mentioned earlier, he produced that one as well, innit?
Yeah, he
So,
produced it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he give you much guidance on the track, or was it just kind of like, just real organic? Like he just gave you the beat and.
No, we was in the studio. Do you know what I mean? He done a verse on it as well. He didn't like his verse. He was gonna redo it. Then we was gonna get somebody else on it, and cause due to time, I just ended up doing the last verse.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But you're gonna hear more with me and Nux, for sure, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Joints with K-Trap. Like when that one came on, because I was looking at the track listing first, when the song came on, I was actually really surprised by it.
Why is it?
Because for both of you, like it's a different tempo and like
No,
a different sound to what I'm used to hearing both of you on.
It's funny you say that because we was in the same studio I was talking about, the one out in the countryside when we made that.
Right, on the farm, yeah?
In the farm, yeah. And we was flicking through beats again. That beat came on. We both like the beat sick, but is this us?
Yeah.
Can we make this work? And then we just messing around, fucking around with some little kind of ideas and flows.
Yeah.
And then I think we made it all in one session, yeah.
I've got one criticism of that song.
Yeah.
It could have been longer.
Short.
Like I feel like you two should have both done like another verse. Maybe
But-
would have pushed it to more like 4 minutes, but
We made it short on purpose, to be honest with you, do you know what I
okay,
mean?
why that?
Because sometimes you have short songs that just like have that replay value. You hear it and it's so short, you're like, I want to hear it again.
Right, okay,
And
yeah,
you play it again. And we said that when we was in the studio.
yeah.
And my friend, even like about a month or so ago, hit me and he's like, bro, see that song is short, but I just have to play it like 5 times every time I hear it.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Ah, that's smart, bro.
Yeah.
Explain your relationship with K-Trap, because you guys been down like for a long time, innit?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's funny because I was actually good friends with his brother, his older brother.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Before I even knew K-Trap, and then obviously he was around the same circle of people as us, and everyone used to say, yo, he raps like you. He raps about the same subject matter as you. So
Right.
when we kind of linked up properly and started reasoning, then we realized that I actually used to be friends with his brother.
Okay.
The link was just stronger, do you know what I mean? And every time we drop something and get in the booth, everyone loves it. So it's definitely
It
definitely
should
works.
be like a joint project.
It's been spoke about, so
What, between the two of you?
yeah.
Blade meets Trap.
It's been spoke about.
Trap meets Blade.
There you go.
Yeah, sick. The first track by Swifter on the project, No Lie,
Yeah.
with Fredo. Now the beat for that's cold. Did you guys choose the beat together?
Yeah. Same thing, was in studio flicking through beats, and when that one came on, we both just like, yeah, that's it. I just got to work, slapped it out in one session, yeah.
Those kind of songs, when I listen to them, they sound like they would be quite difficult to write because obviously, especially with the hook, you kind of take it in turns.
Yeah.
So like, in terms of like actually like lyric writing for that whole song, what was the process? How did you guys do that?
No, I done my verse, he done his verse. Then we were sitting around for a bit. I think it was even his idea to use the last line of the verse.
Right.
of my verse to start the hook.
Uh-huh.
And then he jumped off the back of that. Then we just started going back to back. So it was all done in one session. So
How long was the session?
like 2 hours.
Oh, bruv. That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About 2
that's
hours,
hard.
yeah.
Which feature do you reckon on the whole mixtape, who went the hardest?
The hardest feature,
Putting you on the spot now, bro.
I would probably have to say it's not one feature, it's a double feature, triple threat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
Tef.
that's everybody going, Tef for Mental K.
Okay.
That's everybody going hard back to back. That took 2 sessions. It was quite intricate to write, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Jump
yeah.
off the back, make everything make sense. So I'd say probably triple threat, yeah.
Again, so you guys were all together, like,
Yeah,
and then
all-
just
both
writing,
times,
bouncing
yeah.
ideas off.
Yeah, both times, yeah.
Yeah. Was there any verses on the whole tape, anyone's verse that made you rewrite your own? That
Never.
you heard, you were like,
I've
no, I've got to go back.
Never, I've never done that in
No,
my
that
life.
never happens, no.
It's never happened in my whole life, I swear to God, no. Never ever.
Yeah,
No one's ever made me rewrite a verse.
I like that. Yeah. Dead or alive, anyone ever who would you most like to do a track with?
I would probably say, because he's the kind of guy, I know what he's on. He likes to make songs with people, and he's always trying to get the upper hand on the song. I know when he does it, when he does a collab with somebody. JayZ, I would like to make a song with him. I'd like to go neck and neck with JayZ, do you know what I mean? I feel like, he just comes out and just says some crazy stuff. He always makes sure that he tries to win when he's on the song. But I think the only time I've ever really heard him get got is Eminem probably got him on Renegade. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, the old school.
yeah.
But yeah, probably someone like JayZ, man.
But that's a cold tune. I feel like with Jay as well, like, even though he's as big as he is now, he wouldn't sound out of place on a Blade Brown record.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It kind of be like...
This is the thing about JayZ. If he dropped a freestyle today, everyone's going to listen to it. No matter how old he gets, you're still going to listen to a JayZ freestyle.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Tiggs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tiggs the author, man. This is the track for me that makes it not sound like a mixtape, it sounds like an album.
Yeah.
Because sonically it changes again, and like it's very like melodic and stuff. So with this one, was this, I know Tiggs likes to do this, did he send you a track with spaces on it for you, or did you guys record together?
Nah, he sent it to me, yeah. That's what he does. He's crazy. Do you know what it is with him? He's got a million ideas in his head at all times, so he just fires songs at me, beats with hooks on it, and that was one of them. And when I heard that, I was like, that's...
Just had to go on.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Show and Prove produce it?
Show and Prove again, yeah, man.
Of course. But yeah, that one for me, like, that feels like a song as opposed to a rap song. Does that make sense?
No,
like,
definitely, yeah.
Hard, bro. 12 Summers.
Yeah.
One of my favourites from the tape, definitely. Why was there such a large gap from when you dropped 12 Summers to when the Bags and Boxes 4 came out?
To be honest, it was like the tape wasn't really it wasn't done, do you know what I mean? So it was probably like half done when I did 12 Summers. And then obviously it was finished before the release, but then you have to kind of give time for the promo run and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? So yeah, 12 Summers, I'll say the tape was probably about 50% done, do you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
So I was still working on it when I dropped that.
Did 12 Summers feel old to you by the time you put Bags and Boxes out?
It did a bit, but it's still got a life of its own, so
yeah,
it still rings off whenever I perform it.
You got a line in there about dead watches.
Yeah.
And I know you love your watches. First of all, like, is mine alright or is it a bit dead?
That's cool, man. It drops for the outfit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Like, I've heard you talk a lot about like investing in watches before.
Yeah.
Which I'm quite interested in. I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
Is it a case of having the knowledge of knowing which one to buy, or is it like a gamble and then just suddenly it's an expensive one? Is it really like a certified investment getting watches?
There is certain watches that you can definitely be sure that your money's safe in, and there will be, you know what I mean? The equity is gonna rise in it.
Yeah.
There's some that, because you don't know when the watch company's gonna discontinue the watch.
Right.
That's when it becomes a gamble.
Right.
Some of them you can kind of get like a little inkling that, you know, once the watch is discontinued, then obviously the value shoots up.
Yeah, because they
you know
don't
what I
make
mean?
no more. So.
Exactly. So it is a bit of a gamble, but then there's some watches that, you know, but then it's like some of them cost so much to even buy them in the first place.
Yeah,
and then put them down and wait for the money to go up. You're gonna need at least a good 60, 70, 80, 90 grand anyway, just to get
the watch.
Just to get the watch. So, I mean, there is some other ones, like, you got watches that, like, the Batman. Obviously, I knew when it was around £6,000-7,000, I knew it was going to shoot up. Now that's worth £14,000 and stuff like that. So that's a bit more obtainable. Do you know what I mean? But you just got to keep your ears. It's like the stock market. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You got to keep your ears to. There's no like, yeah, buy this watch, and there's no cheat code. You have to keep your eyes on the market.
You must have to know a lot about like the watch industry then.
Of course, yeah.
How do you know about it?
It's just an interest. Yeah, just something you take interest in. Do you know what I mean? You start to find out about different brands, what brands are good, what brands are not so good, what brands lose value, what holds, what increases in value. You got to kind of you got to look into it. There's no cheat code. You got to learn what's going on.
When I've got 90 grand spare to spunk on a watch, I'll look into it. But
call me, I'll tell you which one to get.
Put me on.
I will
Put me on. Going back to 12 Summers now, so because of like the direction of your rap, I feel like a lot of your wordplay gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Do you feel that with some of your punchlines that people kind of didn't really get it because of the topic?
Because of the topic, sometimes they don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So you've missed the punchline because you don't even know what I'm talking about. But sometimes they do get it. But I just feel like rap-wise, I take wordplay and the craftsmanship of rapping very seriously. But some people will just say he's just a trap rapper.
It's just road rap.
It's just road rap. It's just trap rap. But I just feel like, no, you put me up against the people that you think are the top, and I'll give them a hard time, or more likely rip their head off. So that's just how I feel, you know what I mean? Yeah,
man. Why did 12 Summers make it into the mixtape, but Snaps didn't?
Snaps didn't because I don't know. It's one of them ones where it's just like, I loved the song when I made it. Do you know what I mean? And I wanted to kind of keep the numbers of features down.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I wanted to, like, 12 Summers, I was even going to leave 12 Summers off there because it's been out for so long. And it was kind of old by the time the tape dropped. But the only real reason is just to kind of have some fresh sounds on the tape and stuff like that. And just, just give them something new. I didn't want them to, download the tape and whatever not and look and see like, oh, I've heard this before. So yeah, we just decided to kind of cut the numbers down, cut the features down and stuff, So
you got a song called The Pattern on the tape.
Yeah.
And like listening to that compared to listening to some of the songs on like the earlier mixtapes, so just saying Bags and Boxes 1, like even though your topic has remained, like it's very clear your outlook on it has completely changed.
Exactly.
So like in the earlier songs, it's like a bit more reckless, a bit like more ignorant.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of, you're like a lot wiser and you've got a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll ever run out of bars when it comes to talking about like the trap?
No, it's such a wide spectrum of things to talk about when it comes to that. Do you know what I mean? There's a million stories. There's a million different things that can happen and have happened that I don't feel like, I don't feel like I would run out of things. I just feel like even though that has been like a main running theme in my music as well, when I drop the album, like I'm saving a lot of stuff and things to talk about and stories and even other subject matters for the album. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that won't just be a trap album. It's not gonna be. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna be.
Have you started work on the album already?
No, I haven't started. No.
Just in your head at the moment. It's just a concept. So music's the full-time job now, of course.
Of course.
Putting the music out, how you're putting it out now. How did you know when the timing was right? Because I feel like a lot of artists that are going from trap and trying to get legitimate and make the music and stuff, how did you know when the right time was to leave that life behind and just like go full steam with music?
You just got to see the signs around you, do you know what I mean? And just things that's happening in my life, things that's happening in people around me's life. And you just got to just look and just think, do you know what? You've been given a talent, you've been given an opportunity to do something. To not take it, it's crazy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when there's loads of people that would love to leave what they're doing and do this, and the opportunity's there for the taking. So, I've been around for a long time, man. Do you know what I mean? I've made a lot of mistakes and silly decisions, but I feel like, you get to an age where you start to realize, hold on, this is, you know what I mean? This is what I want to do now. So, and that's it.
Yeah. So Block's hot.
Yeah.
It's amazing to hear you and Giggs on a record together again.
Yeah.
Like,
in a minute.
Very, very sick. Hollowman Meets Blade is definitely like, it's a classic. When you're talking about like classic UK rap mixtapes, it's definitely one of them. Like without a shadow of a doubt, man. And anyone that knows about it, like, it was a groundbreaking moment as well.
Yeah.
So it was that a CD release?
CD, yeah. There was no.
Because it wasn't really, obviously it's well before like streaming was a thing.
Nothing was,
Might have been on like Mediafire to download a zip file or something in it, but was it primarily CD? Do you remember how many you sold?
That was thousands. It was in the thousands still. Yeah, I can't remember the exact figure, but it
had to be because of how like the reach of it was. It was like a national mixtape. It wasn't just local in London. I feel like everyone in the country had one at some point.
No, it was going off. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Crazy. Talk me through the process then of you and Giggs linking up together again to make Blocks hot.
It's just obviously, I went on his landlord tour a few years ago. Do you know what I mean? And that's when it's kind of like we started talking about, you know, getting back in the studio and whatever not. But obviously, I kind of hit him up more towards the end of the tape. Do you know what I mean? When the tape was almost done, because he always kind of jokes to me like, you're not serious, like you're not. Come on, bruv, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, he was kind of, and you know, he's one of the, he's kind of one of the people that made me get, you know, stop messing around and finish off Bags and Boxes 4. So yeah. You know, I had to get him on there, man. It's only right. So yeah.
A lot of people with that song, I feel like it was very split.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that loved it.
Yeah.
But then there was also quite a lot of people that didn't really like the hook.
Yeah.
And like just looking through the comments, they're saying stuff like, "Oh, we want the old Giggs back."
Yeah,
and like, why is Giggs doing this and stuff? So like with that said, do you feel with people like you and Giggs, who are obviously pioneers in the UK scene, do you think it's important to change and do stuff like that, or is it more important to kind of just keep the old sound and just stay consistent?
At the end of the day, like you said, it's split. Some people loved it. Some people didn't like it, you know what I mean? And it's like, by the end of the day, it's like our thing has always been about barring, do you know what I mean? And going on the track, murdering the track. And I just feel like that's what we was doing. It's like, what more? Like, people have always kind of got, and you know, that's what YouTube and all these things have brought. Everyone can have their little opinion, and
suddenly everyone's opinion's out there.
Someone might have an opinion, then they see a comment, then you see everybody run with it. Everyone kind of runs with it. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like at the end of the day, like, if you listen to Hollowman Blade and stuff like that, it's not too far away from what that song is. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a different age, different era, but I just feel like the comments just went a bit. It's just how it is, man. Do you know what I mean? You read comments now, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody's got something to say, and some people having an agenda behind what they're saying. They might not even believe it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Have you ever had a conversation about Hollowman Meets Blade 2?
Yeah, we spoke about that before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We spoke about that before.
Anything serious, or was it just like a maybe one day?
Yeah, it's like a maybe one day. If it makes sense, it makes sense.
Yeah, it would be dope, bro. Definitely would be dope. So what happens now? Obviously, the tour's just wrapped up. Bags and Boxes 4's out there and it's doing its numbers. Like you said earlier, you're not going to disappear for another 5 years.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Now I'm back, man. We're working, like I said. You know, I'm working on something special to drop maybe like the end of the year or beginning of the year.
Okay.
Can't really say too much about that. You know, gonna drop some singles in between there, and then once that's all out, I'm gonna start working on the album.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So is that what you're talking about? Is that just a one song or a project?
I can't say too much about that right now.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So, but we're working on something for them. Yeah, definitely.
Might be a song, might be a project.
Might be.
Either way, the video will be hard because your visuals are always like way up.
I love, man. Yeah.
So I guess either way, the video will be dope. I guess the last thing to do, let's plug the merch, man, because I feel like you're one artist that your merchandise game's definitely on point.
Nah, respect.
BXB.
Yeah, bxblondon.com, you know what I mean? Or bxbldn.com, that's like, that's kind of taken a life of its own to the point where, I mean, there's even been a time I've been walking down the street and I've seen someone wearing it and I've saluted them and they didn't know who I was.
Oh, for real, yeah?
Yeah, so it's like, it's taken a life of its own, bro.
Yeah.
So I love that, do you know what I mean? Obviously, in joint with the tape as well. I done a collab with Trapstar as well.
Yeah.
Which was in Selfridges,
I
sold
mean,
out.
That's a massive thing, bro.
Yeah,
like,
sold
that's
out in one
massive.
day, sold out online.
For real, yeah.
So yeah, I feel like, you know, I have an eye for what's kind of going on when it comes to fashion and stuff like that. I've always been into clothes, so I feel like anything I kind of do in that kind of field always kind of does well. So I'm always gonna keep pushing that, trying to do new things, come up with new things, new collabs.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But bxblondon.com. That's what
And another Trapstar collab on the way.
we spoke
It's
about.
sold out in a day, so it'd be silly not to.
Yeah. We spoke about it. So yeah.
Nice. Good stuff, man. Well, sick. Thank you for coming through,
My
bro.
guy, thanks for having me, my bro.
All good, man.
Yeah,
DJ
man.
Double here with Blade Brown.